Hi everyone, this is me, Delegate, and welcome to the Electric Motor GP Show. My name is me, like I said earlier on, and today's video is in response to a couple of comments I've gotten on the previous videos, and this one I'm going to admit towards the end of the video that I've jumped the gun a little bit, and I'll explain to you why, and then I'll go through a few other things. So, but before we go ahead, we've created a Patreon page, and in order to keep us going, please, if you want to support the channel, please go onto our Patreon page. The link is in the description below, and please use that to support the channel so we can continue to provide you with this information and all the other things that we've got planned for the rest of the year. Now, without further ado, we're going to go through a few things, a few questions that I got. And while I'm still going to respond to you guys individually, I just wanted to take the opportunity to record this video as well as then give you information on the outcome of something I said in the previous video, which I think I've jumped the gun. So without further ado, we'll start off with the Tangle. Now, the questions I've been asking is, are we going to get the question I've been asked are a few, but we'll start off with the first one is, are we going to get the BEV version of the Tangle? I don't know. We hope so. We're definitely very, very hopeful that it will come our way. Yes, it can do dual guns. So if you go to a fast charger, it's only what you only have there's 120 or 150. You can plug in two guns to the BEV model, because it can take 1 megawatt and it can tolerate 500 kilowatts per gun if it's not taking 1 megawatt directly. So if you go to a fast charger, you can get two guns, 250 available, 125 or 150. It will charge it at 300 kilowatts. So that answers that question. Are we going to get that version? I'm not sure yet. There's a lot of lobbying for it. The last video was to try and say that we did want it. But like I said to you, it depends on the amount of commitment you guys put in. If you comment in the comment section and you state that you want the video, you want that particular variant to be made available, then definitely they will make the case to bring it in. The advantage of going to the factory model that BYD is choosing for Australia at the moment is that the response is going to be quicker. There's no negotiation between the importer and the factory. It will be, look, there's a lot of clamor for this, we'll bring it. Whereas the importer will say, we don't think there's a market for this, so we don't want it, and it wouldn't come. So that's the slight difference. So if you guys comment in the comment section to say, look, we definitely want the BEV version for it, we do want the 1 megawatt Tang L, then definitely we'll get that. Now, BYD, if you're listening, I'm not sure why you chose to go with the Sealion 8 for the international name for this. This car looks, it looks like the Dynasty family, it looks like the Atto 3. It would have been better for you to call this car the Atto 7, and you can do Atto 7 DMI and Atto 7 EV, and that solves the problem very, very easily. It goes back to what I was trying to tell you about nomenclature and the confusion the nomenclature is causing for people to be able. It doesn't have the ocean looks for it, so calling it Sealion 8 is a bit difficult. I know you haven't launched the officially as the Sealion 8, and I would definitely recommend you have a think about it and switch it to the Atto 7 EV and Atto 7 DMI, which solves the problem of consistency across the range. The other question that I had was, am I going to do a video on Sealion 7? I've wanted to do a video on the Sealion 7, but the EV Direct, who are the importers of the BYD cars, they don't respond. Their PR team hardly ever respond to journalists when they try to get in touch. It's a nightmare trying to get anything out of them. I've sent about 6 emails about the Sealion 7 since December last year, and I can guarantee you I've not had one response. Not even, yes, we've received your email, we'll get back in touch with you in about 6 to 7 months. So once the car becomes readily available, if I can hire the car, then I'll do a proper video about it. It's the only reason why I haven't done a video, and I've refused to do a video about it on principle. And if you notice all the other places where I go to and I do videos on the BYD, I specifically avoid doing a video on the BYD Sealion 7. If you're going to choose not to engage with different YouTubers, or then why are we giving you free publicity about your cars? I will talk about it, I will analyze it, but I'm not going to do a video or range test or give positive or negative feedback about it. That's me. So EV Direct, if you're listening to this video, sort out your PR team. Every single influencer, every single YouTuber, every single journalist has the same response about the way you react to people. You don't respond to messages and you don't engage. So why are we trying to engage with you? I know the guys in Sydney tend to get your preferences because, yes, you focus on Sydney, but Brisbane, Melbourne to a certain extent, definitely Perth, you don't even respond to anything we do in Perth, despite the fact that we do offer decent sales for your products. So that's the reason why I haven't done a Sealion 7. But if you guys, I've got about 3 or 4 comments asking me to do a video on the Sealion 7. If you're really adamant about it, I will hire the car and do the video. So that's about that. IM6, right, a lot of people have reached out to me about this one. I think I will definitely tell you that I really like the car. I'm hoping that I will be able to test it, and I will give you some information about my choice at the end of this video. But before I do, I wanted to tell you that yes, I had a short list of 4 cars. I'm going to be honest with you. My 4 cars were the BYD Sealion 7 all-wheel drive, the Zeekr 7X all-wheel drive, the IM6 all-wheel drive, and the E07 all-wheel drive. Those were my shortlist. Those were the cars that I was shortlisting for the purchase I was talking to you about. The BYD Sealion 7 got bumped to the bottom of the list despite the fact that I actually placed an order in February. And in my Let's Talk About BYD video, I explained the reason why I got bumped to the end. God's ICU was not going to be retrofitted on the version that was coming to Australia. The version that came to Australia that EV Direct brought into Australia was the 400 volt architecture, which automatically put it at the bottom of my list anyways. The 400 volt architecture also meant that the maximum charging for the 400 volt architecture was 150. Yes, Australia in most places does not have anything above 150. There are very, very few 250 and 350 fast chargers available. But imagine a scenario. BYD has already said they're bringing their fast chargers to Australia, to the UK. They're also going to go to Malaysia, Thailand with their fast chargers. They've got network factories actually building those fast chargers at the moment. I got into contact with one of the factories that's actually building those chargers, and I was told point blank that right now most of the capacity is focused towards meeting the requirements for BYD. So that lets you know exactly what I'm talking about. You brought a car to Australia, which you know that you're going to be bringing the infrastructure to supersede that product already. Again, going back to making that product a little bit obsolete. It doesn't sit well with me. So the BYD Sealion 7 went to the bottom of my list because of that. The third from the bottom was the Zeekr 7. Now, Zeekr 7X is a fantastic product. Fantastic product. I'm not going to deny that. I can run you through the specs of it and you can think about it from where I'm coming from when I tell you it's a fantastic product. So first of all, it's the SEA architecture. Now, for those of you who are not aware, Geely owns Zeekr, Geely owns Volvo, Geely owns Lotus, Geely owns the Geely brand. It also owns the Lincoln Co. So the SEA architecture has been tested in multiple different brands and multiple different cars, and it's been proven to work. It's been proven to have a fast charger. The Zeekr 7X was tested in the Chinese market on a 480 kilowatt hour charger, and it was able to do 10 to 80% in about 9.5, 10 minutes. It is ridiculously fast charging, 480 kilowatts. The Zeekr 7X all-wheel drive has got 475 kilowatts in terms of energy in the car, which means that that's roughly about 637 horsepower. It's got 700 Newton meters of torque. It's got an acceleration of 0 to 100 in roughly about 3.7 to 3.8 seconds. It's a fantastic product. I keep saying that. Customer service, I'm not sure. The Zeekr outlets I've been to in Perth and in some other aspects of Australia, I've not been particularly fond of the service. The guys actually trying to sell the car, okay, up above them, not so much. And the 2 or 3 EV shows I've done in Australia that I've been to, the product managers are iffy. And that put me off. So I can give you an example. I got the email address of one of the product managers for Zeekr, and I've been in contact with her for about 5 to 6 months. Not even an acknowledgement of an email, not even. So I'm someone who is doing a detailed review of your cars. I'm also a potential customer, and I've mentioned this to you that look, this is what it is, and this is not even a response to an email. So in my head, that tells me that this is not a brand that I would be out of my way willing to interact with. So they got bumped down to 3rd despite the fact that they have a fantastic product. This car I'm going to put as number 2 is probably the car that I should be buying. And I will tell you, and that kind of gives away, spoiler alert, for what my choice is. The E07. Customer service, fantastic. The customer service last year at the Sydney EV show was amazing. The customer service at the Sydney show this year at the Everything Electric was amazing. They had the best interaction with the customers at the test drives. They had the best interaction with product information and product interaction. I had one of the product managers, whom I'm not going to name because I think he'll be a bit embarrassed by this, sit me down, talk to me, give me his email address, give me his phone number, contact me to see if I've made up my mind. And honest to God, I really, from a customer service perspective, from an interaction with a potential buyer perspective, this is a guy that might be interested in the car. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to try and he was down to earth, honest. From a customer perspective, point of view alone, I would say go Deepal. From a customer service alone, I would say go Deepal. Then I'm going to give you 2 more reasons why I would say go Deepal. I'm not sure you guys are aware, but Avatar is coming to Australia. I've seen the car. I have a rough idea of what the prices are going to be. I'm not allowed to tell you anything about it, but Avatar 11 is coming to Australia. Now, if you go onto YouTube and look for out-of-spec FSD testing in China, they test drove an Avatar 11 in China, and it runs the Huawei FSD system, which is probably the best FSD in China at the moment. So in China at the moment, the best FSD you'll say is Huawei. Right close to it, you'll say it's XPeng. So the XNGP is right up there. Every other person is playing catch up. So BYD God's Eye, your Geelys, your whichever cars you're looking at, they're playing catch up to both Huawei and XPeng. Those 2, next level. And I probably suspect that with the Turing chip that the XPeng have just released, that there's a high probability that XPeng is just going to pip Huawei going forward. But right now, Huawei. And the Huawei FSD is in the Avatar and is also likely to be in the Deepal E07. So from that perspective, that's the second reason why my choice should be the E07. The third thing is the bed. You've got a big bed that's available that you can put stuff in. It's got a payload of 300 kilograms. The car is going to be used in the work environment. We do load stuff from different places to that's my day job, and I can move stuff with that. in there, and that would definitely make me a very happy bunny to be able to do that. It's got 240 kilowatt charging. It's got a 440 kilowatt electric motor, all-wheel drive. It's capable of 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. The handling, I've got a video of me test driving it somewhere, and the handling was amazing. The only reason why I haven't signed up to it was because I wanted to have an extended drive in the car. Now, I'll tell you something. My mum is not really a fan of electric cars, but I did take her on a test drive in this car, and she told me, dude, if you're going to buy a car, this is the one I would really recommend you to buy. Points back. Now, me being the picky person I am, the one thing that gets my goat, and it's not, look, it's not enough to say no to the car for, but it does affect me a little bit, is the fact that it doesn't have a driver instrument cluster. It's got a fantastic, I think it's a 50-inch HUD, which is augmented reality, which gives you all the information that you want. But before I can say I'm going to commit to it, I would love to actually test drive it for a few hours or for a few days, make sure that this is the right car for me, because $80,000 is a lot of money to put down on a car that you're not going to like. Now, I'm going to answer the last question that I'm answering today. Which car did I go for now that the IM6 has been launched? And I'm going to be honest with you, I put down a deposit on the IM6. But there's one thing that MG's got to sort out before I will commit to buying the car. The warranty on the car is reminding me a lot of what BYD was before BYD decided to fix the warranty on their cars. There are too many exceptions. So it's got 160 kilowatt, 60,000 kilometer warranty on it, but then you do the rear steer, which is one of the reasons why I chose the car, and you say the warranty on the rear steer is 3 years, 100,000 kilometers. Come on. All MG products are 10 years warranty. So why is the IM, which is the premium product from yourselves, not being covered by the 10-year warranty? Why are there exceptions to the warranty? If you don't fix this, then I will definitely be going for the E07. I will cancel my order. But I have put down my deposit on the car. I know the car is going to be here in 12 weeks, and I'm going to be committed to doing that. What were the other reasons why? I know also that the MG's collaborating with both Huawei and Alibaba to try and figure out their software. And I think that they will get this right. So I'm trusting that that combination is going to get the full self-driving option on this car to be awesome. The rear steer was one of the things that tipped me over to say, look, I'm going to go for this, because it means that the turning circle is significantly reduced. I think it's something as silly as 8 degrees or something like that. I'm not sure off the top of my head. But the turning circle is amazing. 8 meters or something like that. I was well impressed with that. It also has an adaptive chassis, and it's got the right amount of sensors in the car for it to be able to look at the road and make decisions, and then adapt to those decisions and make the right choices for you. I've driven MGs, and I've actually driven this on a test track, and I actually loved when I test drove it. It's super fast. It's got 575 kilowatts, which is roughly about 787 horsepower. It's got 802 Newton meters of torque. They've down-tuned it a little bit. Previously, you could actually, especially if you go looking on China's Weibo and a few other places, you'll find people who have tested this car, and they've got sub 3 seconds on it, which is why the initial promotional materials all said that the car could accelerate 0 to 100 in 2.75 seconds. And when I did test drive it in Bangkok, I got 3.2 seconds on that racetrack, and I know that I wasn't trying as well as I should because I was a bit chickeny. So that was the other thing. So in terms of the tech, in terms of the charging, it's a 900 volt architecture capable of 396. So if you've got all the fast chargers that are likely to, because XPeng is coming with a fast charger in 2026, BYD is coming with a fast charger in 2026, and those chargers are supposed to be a 480 to 500 kilowatts, and one of them is a megawatt. Even if we don't get the megawatt, even if you get 500 kilowatts, which means my car would be able to charge at 396 or 400 kilowatts, which means my 10 to 80% will roughly be about 10 minutes. That's the equivalent of going to a filling station to fill your car, which is awesome. So those were the things that swayed me. I haven't finalized the purchase. I'm definitely a fan of the products. The 4 cars I told you here, definitely I am fans of them. And I'm a fan of them, sorry. And it was a tough call trying to pick one of them. Now, the one car that would have easily made this list and made it very, very difficult for me to pick up and say I was going to pick anything else would have been the XPeng G6 or the G9. The G6 doesn't get the all-wheel drive coming to Australia. The updated G6 doesn't have an all-wheel drive version yet. And the electric motor on the all-new G6 is 220 kilowatts, which I already know that I felt was a little bit underpowered. Now, if there was a set date for the G9, and I know the G9 is capable of 800 volts architecture, capable of charging well over 300, I think it's about 350 kilowatts. It's the all-wheel drive has got about 440 thereabouts of 450 newton meters kilowatts electric motor, and it's got roughly about 650 newton meters of torque, which would have made it a fantastic car. The interior of the G9 also would have been very, very impressive enough for me to say this would have been very difficult for me to say no to. Also noting that the XPeng G9 would have the XNGP, which would mean that the full self-driving on this car would have been awesome. But we don't know when the G9 is coming. We don't know if the all-wheel drive of the new G6 is going to be coming and when it's going to arrive. And the lag time for the XPengs getting into Australia was one of the other things that put me off. So I do like the XPengs a lot. I've said that before, especially with the self-parking. And that was the other thing I looked at with the IM6. It is capable of doing one-touch self-parking, including parallel parking as well. So definitely it was worth me thinking about it, was worth me saying yes to. So I'm also going to say the final bit of the jigsaw that also swayed me over was I've spoken to the product managers of MG at different points in time. I've spoken to the head of products for MG Australia, one of the nicest down-to-earth guys I've ever spoken to. You speaking to them, you trying to liaise with them, you trying to get anything out of them, they are a pleasure to work with. And I realized that if I was going to buy a product, I wanted to have a team in there that I knew that I could relate to, and that relating to them would not be a pain. So automatically put both BYD and Zeekr not on the top of my list. And the head of products that I spoke to with for MG, this is how cool he was. He was at a EV show. He was busy. He was trying to coordinate multiple things. I spoke to one of his other product managers who reports to him. And that product manager said, look, this guy, he's new on YouTube. He's got a new channel. He's got about 14 to 15,000. And to put it in context, the guys they deal with have got 60, 40, 200, 300,000 subscribers. I had about 14,000 subscribers at the time. He took the time to talk to me, engage with me. I told him what my plans were, what I wanted to do. He said, no problems, I'll put you in touch with it. And right then he sent an email out, oh, X, Y, and Z, this guy, put him on, this, down to earth. And if you're looking for a product, those little things, customer service, people take it for granted. Why do you think I can sit down here and confidently say, hey, MG, this is going to affect you? It's because I know they're going to listen, they're going to go back and think about it and see what Geely does that. So if you're looking at the brand Geely and you're giving feedback to the brand Geely, they will respond to it. I cannot say the same for Zeekr. So do you get where I'm coming from? If you're interacting from that perspective, it makes a significant difference from a consumer perspective. And you guys that watch the channel know fully well that I don't subscribe to trying to hide the information I think is going to be useful to you. Case in point, when I found out in April, was it April? I think it was April or March, that the prices of the IM6. I wasn't supposed to say that, and I had to put a lot of caveats around it. But if you go back to the IM6 video, I did tell you. Little birdies told me IM6 is coming to Australia. It's coming to Australia. It's going to be $60,000 for the base model, $80,000 drive away for the all-wheel drive version. And results are out. My little birdie was correct. Customer service. Look, I kind of lied to you. This was in Bangkok, so it's not the same team that was in Australia. This was the Bangkok team I was talking to. Nice, down to earth, very helpful. So it does tell you that irrespective of where you go around the world, they've got a system of picking the teams, and the teams are really, really nice. So that's all for this video. Tell me if it's something that you're interested in. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Please support us on our Patreon page. We're still waiting for YouTube to give us membership options on the channel. Well, hopefully we'll get there soon in the next 3 months. But we can only do that with your support and with you guys continuing to watch the video, share the video, comment on the video, especially for whatever things you want from the cars themselves. Now, for you guys that have put the comments in there, I haven't responded to you individually, but I've made this video. I will respond to everyone individually as soon as I'm able to. So until the next one, please stay blessed, and I'll see you soon.